Hey guys, I hope that you are doing well. Welcome in, welcome back if you are returning back. My name is Shannon Hensley. If you are new, audio discretion advised. If you have little ones around, and I just like to tell you to buckle up because it gets real talk here. It is very straightforward. It's not a religious channel, but it is a righteous channel. And we don't put God in a box because he never could be put in a box, but he does have a way about himself, and he does expect us to show up in the way that he tells us to in the earth realm. And that way is uprightness, and he calls it holy, and he is holy, and we can't even approach him unless we show up in holiness in the way he says what it looks like for us. And so my channel, though, talks about really heavy information that could shake you, because the things of God are just like, oh my gosh, and it should put us a big healthy fear on the inside of us to tremble before him and to work out our salvation before him and things like that. So anything and everything can come out, the good, the bad, the ugly, things that will even make you mad, possibly. And I just ask for you just to stick around. I mean, if you're supposed to be here, you're going to be here. You're gonna test some things, and you're going to stand firm. And there's a lot of things about God that we don't understand. He just says to just lean not into your own understanding and just acknowledge me, and I'll make the path straight for you within some stuff. And I seen it's come through my spirit again. Okay, it keeps coming through my spirit. God keeps showing me this pizza, and for the most part, a lot of people like pizza. And pizza's pizza. You can make any kind of different thing on a pizza that you like. But he keeps showing me a bunch of people eating the same pizza with all the same ingredients on this pizza. Okay, and so whatever that means, whatever you like or whatever. But not everybody agrees about the taste of the pizza. They all like pizza. They all like the same ingredients on the pizza, but everybody's taste buds are different. Nobody's taste buds are exactly the same. And yet they're all experiencing this pizza with how it was made, and they're all eating from it. But when it's being described, there are people that are eating the same thing, but the taste buds are different for some people, and they describe things a little different, but yet it's the same. And that's kind of, God is, he's got different types of ways to express himself, but yet it's from the same thing that we're all eating from. I hope that makes sense, because he really keeps showing that to me today in a really big way. And a lot of people, if you don't, you taking, let's say, the word of God, and you're expressing your taste, but he says, taste and see that I'm good. And it's good for you, but somebody else get offended because your taste buds are a little bit different than how you're describing what you're tasting, but it's still good. It's still profitable. It's still whatever. We got to get our hands off of God and let him just do whatever. We're all diverse in a lot of different ways. If we're showing up in the truth, and his truth can be found within the way he's laid something out, then you need to do what he tells you to do, and you can only express by how he's created you within your taste buds to express. And there's deep truths, and there's shallow truths, and some people are much deeper in God than another person, and yet those deep people can get a revelation from out of the mouth of a babe, and as long as we love it on God, folks, we're one. Jehovah is Echad. He's one. The kingdom's not divided. And we'll accept truth for what it is, and however even you're expressing something, as long as it's found within the way God has. I mean, we learning, teaching, learning all day long, and even really heavy stuff that cause you have to chew on stuff, in which the scripture calls it meat, and some people are on milk, and some people are on meat, some people are transitioning through things. I don't know where you're at in your spiritual walk. And I hope you don't get offended, but I'm sure there's some things that are going to offend you. And there's also things where God's saying, it's time for you to grow up now as well. And it's time to pop the stupid bottle out of your mouth and get up in here and chew on some stuff. And we're living in a time where there's war going on. And we are in a spiritual war all day long, whether we like that or not. And there's different sections of war. Like I said the other day, some people are right on the front freaking lines and giving it all they got. And other people are back home in the camp, just whatever, having a whatever old time, while other people are really out here fighting on some stuff, and people want to sit back here and gossip about stupid stuff. And there's real things going on that need to be addressed. Whether you back here folding clothes and keeping the house and the kids and teaching, or you're up in here bleeding because you know things are flying in a war. I don't know, but we're all supposed to show up in the truth and working together. If we love God, all things that work together will, if you love God, will show itself to be something beautiful in his kingdom. So my channel, I do a lot of what for energy. God just called me to do it that way, and I can't apologize for how I show up, because he's sent me right into even heathenistic places that they, you know, when you think about the heathen, that's like rough energy with heathenistic energies. But God says, ask for the heathen, I'll give it to you for the inheritance as well. And so when you get to go in there and take some stuff even from heathenistic energy, it ain't going to show up like a lot of people think certain things should show up in ways. And God does what he wants for his own pleasure. And I'm thinking, he's reminded me when they were talking to Yeshua, and one of the disciples was, I think it was Peter, asking about John. What about John? What about him? And Mashiach said, what about him? What is it to you what I do with him? What is it to you that I'm going to do with his life? What about you? And a lot of people want to know about what about you? What about this person? And God's like, you focus on you. I got things for you to do. I got things for that person to do. And I got things for this person to do. But it's all going to work together in a truth. Take it, leave it, do it. You got to do this channel's different. And I'm just going to do what my Father tells me to do. And we're going to look at some information and have God just do some judgment work here. And you take it for yourself, and you let him speak to you. Most High, just come on in here and say what you got to say and do what you got to do. We have the Empress coming out, which is energies of possibly your mother, or that's you showing up in that energy, being beautiful inside and out. If this is an upright energy, it is beauty at its finest. She represents somebody who holds all four queen types in this deck: passion, intelligence, grounded, giving energy, emotional, but even in all of those things, if she's upright type energy. And so this is beautiful energy, nurturing energy with the Empress. It says Archangel Gabriel over the top of this card in this deck. She represents abundance and birth and projects and nurturing, even knowing how to nurture herself type of energy, which we need to do that. And some people have been withheld from being able to even nurture themselves, but you have to find that within spiritually. If this energy is in the reverse, that's a bad mother. It's somebody sets up in some type of a place just somewhere. Could just be head of household energy as well. Just some type of a title type of energy is out here with her. And it's a horrible energy, and somebody would take advantage of where they set, not do, and show up with all the integrity that's really planted within the self and flourish from within that. It'd be a liar energy and taking advantage of people because of whatever, that they're superficial here in the reverse. And I don't know what side you're finding yourself on within an energy around you, or that is you, either positive or negative. But the Empress is coming out for us to take a look at here. So we have the temperance literally in the reverse. This word, if you're new, there's pictograph language. The living language is here in the tarot. And this word goes to a protection, and somebody's out of balance here. Okay, this is, somebody needs healing here, because the temperance card in the deck is about healing and restoring things and stuff like that. And somebody, this is about balancing. This represents heirs to kingdoms when it comes out. It represents a husband energy, goes back to the 9th house as well. It's the pictograph of a sperm, a seed, a river could be here, a prophet energy is here. And somebody is out of whack in the negative of this energy. It's also an eternity card. Death energy is out here. Somebody's upside down out here. Or somebody's husband may be. Or the seed that somebody's got, on, because she represents receiving seed. If she's pregnant and things like that, that type of energy, fertilizing things and producing is the Empress energy, whatever it is, whether it's a literal child or, you know, a project that is your baby type of whatever, however you want to look at it. Somebody's got something out of whack here, or they have planted something that's caused an OMG energy out here around some type of reconciling, healing, planting, reaping, sowing. Death matter is attached to this thing, and if somebody don't get this thing turned around, it's dangerous then, because the word goes to a protection. So either you are protected or you're not, or you're supposed to protect something or you don't, or somebody didn't, and also shows somebody going out into eternity and didn't as well, and maybe left. A wife is here as well. I don't know what that means for you. We're going to find out, but these are the two cards coming out here. The letter G and the letter N, and then one of the pictographs look like a letter L. Somebody's name could be Glenn out here, or Lynn, or Gail is out here. At the bottom of the deck, there's a truth going to come out. The Most High is going to bring a truth out. The Ace of Swords, some type of truth is out here. Somebody could be an overindulger as well. Okay, we have the shepherd staff coming out here. This is about pushing and pulling people for a protection is what it represents. It's seeing things from different perspectives as well. This is, for some people, it's backwards organization here. We see the 4. It's backwards. And somebody's backwards somewhere on something that's going on out here. This is about the word complete is also out here. Somebody needs to complete something, and somebody's trying to get their balance and how to get something. If you are seeing something from a different point of view here, and it's stormy, because this represents stormy waters, because something's got to be figured out here and something's to be done by a truth, then somebody's trying to get their balance in something, either with you or it's about you, or whatever role you play in a situation out here. That one to jump out. It is stormy out here on somebody, because the truth will separate something here. Why'd the Hangman jump out? If there's legal matters, she also represents legal stuff. One of her meanings can go back to the law type of energy. Also bank systems, and there's money around some things for some of you all as well. And if there's legal matters, this can be a prison card. It's like psychedelic behaviors. Just go back to poisons with this house. Circulation of things could be here. If you are having lymphatic system problems, it can go back to, we've got the liver out here, lymphatic system, or just something being circulated out here attached to something. Some type of a truth is out here with it. Your throat area would be out here, and balancing, and kidneys would also be shown out here attached to something going on. So if there's medical situations, these are the things that would come out medically for something that's going on out here. But this is stuck. Somebody may be trying to take a lateral approach to figure something out, okay? And either you can do it by the truth or you're just a low-down scoundrel and crazy, because in the negative, this is a crazy card. That's why the Lamid talks about protecting and pulling, people for protection in some stuff. Okay, there's a unit of measure out here attached to something going on is one of the words. So they go back to a weapon to beat off predators. Again, the protection energy is out here around something going on. Some type of protection energy is out here. We're protected by God alone. There is no protection outside of Him. Don't care who somebody thinks they are in a big bad place, being some type of crazy fool, folks. We lean on God alone, and He is our shepherd. We shall not want. He leads and guides us in green pastures. Even if you got enemies, He said, I'll spread a table before them. Okay? I don't know what you're in out here and who this is about, but the truth is out here. That's all we need to know. Truth set you free, and somebody's having oh my gosh, for some people's cases because of the truth, and you ain't going to get no freedom unless you accept the truth, what it is. And whatever that means for you. Why is this hangman here, Most High God? Just show me what you want to bring out here. Okay, well, somebody's got some emotional things going on out here. Maybe around being loyal, being slow, holding back. I say it all the time, folks. It's a scary picture to me. The hand of God is seen right here. So take this cup. And somebody wants to pout or cry or figure something out in an indirect way because I want some type of stupid truth situation out, and you don't take that cup, then God's going to give you a cup of damnation to drink because He says so. It's the truth. This is like contemplating, thinking. Somebody's thinking about something, and hopefully it's upright for you. Hopefully you're trying to do what's right out here. There's something about the word stay or a lodge is here, or staying the night somewhere. Somebody did do that, because if somebody got pregnant somewhere and then they stayed the night somewhere, then they did. Maybe there's recorded evidence about something. The truth is out here on something. And there was sex to something where somebody stayed, that's showing so. And if you think you're trying to figure out how to cover something in some crazy old way, folks, it's going to, there's eternity here on something. Somebody did go out into eternity over some type of situation somewhere where they stayed and lodged. Something wrong then somewhere, and something legal around a matter out here with the situation. Somebody got protection issues out here in this reading. So this is showing somebody thinking and contemplating some stuff out here, or somebody don't give a rip about nothing, because this is an apathy, like I don't care type of energy. And I guess if you don't care, you're going to hell. Then I guess you're already in hell in your mind. If you don't want what God has for you, then nobody has to put up with that kind of type of energy, whatever it's about. Your household would be here if this is your mother energy, or she just would represent somebody over the top of something, group of people, work, something, I don't know, mother figure, grandparent. Show me more information. Well, it's a lot. Queen of Pentacles. We have somebody up in their emotions bad. All right. Somebody's crying over spilt milk. Or you're going to fix something. I don't know. It's about being giving, which is the Empress in the upright. She's a lower version of her in the deck. Okay. Or this mother-daughter something out here is going on. Opening up. And you have two queens out here that came out. So Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. And then, or these could be sisters, in-laws, co-workers, whatever it is. There is some bitterness out here. It's very watery. Water, 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 water. The Empress has water in her as well, and this can represent a river, even though it comes out of the house of fire. It's out here, and stormy waters here. It's something about giving. There's still two cups left, and one of them is like, it's from God. So you either get up and do what's right, or you don't. I don't know. This is a wish. Or again, there's something about drinking that could be out here, or somebody drinks because they're having to cope with something that's happened because of this truth out here. The Queen of Pentacles in the upright is very grounded and would do what's right, and it represents you knowing your value, like the Empress. And so we got two queens from 4 queens out of the Empress showing up, having to get up, take action, be very spiritual in some matter out here. And if you don't, then this is ditchy, witchy, stubborn, greedy, jealous nonsense out here. You got 2 people maybe also trying to be stupid still. I don't know. For any given person, look more water. It is watery out here. There's the devil. That's why, because there's a freak out here energy. Sensual nonsense with somebody does drugs out here, God just said. I guess something's happened while somebody was drugged up or drinking or something like that, because the devil represents that type of energy. It's a predator. It's the 15th higher arcana. It's the 15th letter of the Hebraic language, which is the letter Sin and or the letter Samach. And the pictograph, it's not written here, but the pictograph looks like a thorn. And it represents a predator, and it's to protect from outside. I mean, there's something about a protection out here attached to something going on. It's a murderer, it's a thief, it's a liar, it's the devil, it's toxic. Something is going on out here. The past, more water. All right, well, this is what God's just revealing. Now let's dig a little deeper here and see what's hidden out here and what's going on. If the 6 of Pentacles is in the reverse, because I'll read it either way, unless they specifically jump out a certain way, but it'll still be showing something. For some cases, there was bribery out here around something that's taken place. And somebody needs to give back something here. Somebody's pouting because they need to give something back. If you don't give back, those of you who've got thievery out here, because the devil comes steal, kill, and destroy around some situation. Maybe somebody just got murdered, but there was some type of money attached to some situation, or somebody's got it. It don't belong to you. Now, you're willing to go to hell with the devil. I guess you're willing to go to hell with the devil if you're trying to creatively figure out a way to do some type of nonsense out here. You're just absolute kook at that point then, I guess. So we are doing kooks, though, folks, in the earth. And we don't have to fear them. We don't fear no evil. But God tells us not to be ignorant of the devil's devices. The pictograph here of the devil, it looks like the actual pictograph looks like one of those old 1980s antennas that you used to put on your house. It kind of is written like that in the pictograph picture of it, and that go back to devices. And so he's the prince of the power of the air. Okay, is what he is. And we got a lot of creativity, or somebody trying to do something creative with technology, devices, whatever, or they did it. Somebody's stuck in some stuff out here, and if you don't fix it by the truth, you're screwed, because there's eternity out here. Either you're going to be protected or you're not in something. Show me what's hidden here, please. The grave. Okay, in the reverse. So again, the Temperance card can have meaning of the eternity. This will be twice dead on somebody that way. If you don't know what twice dead means, if you take a bribe, it can curse you. God said it comes with a curse. Bribery, flattery, it's all prophet energy, prophecy. If this is upright, then somebody is doing something to somebody that is upright, and we know that the devil comes after the people of God. They're twice dead type energy. Somebody going to go to the abyss in something. Or somebody is stuck in some nonsense out here and won't let something go. You're in a bad place out here. Because the death card in the reverse can represent somebody won't accept something's over. But it's over. If somebody lost their freaking soul and mind and everything else out of some stupid, I guess you're seeing somebody go to hell here. Or somebody did go to hell, or somebody's husband went to hell. I don't know what that means for you, or somebody is going. God will tell the end from a beginning, and so whether you turn back around, take cups, and forgive from the hand of God, if it's possible, and He's going to have mercy on something for you, and you reject that cup of God and you go ahead and do a bribe or flatter or take it or keep doing it or whatever, you're in a bad place, man. Somebody would be in a bad place. And some people is like, I don't care, I don't want to go to jail. Well, you're going to go to hell jail on something if you don't do something right out here. I don't know what to tell you, but the death card's in the reverse, and that's twisted nonsense energy here. And that's scary to think about that. And you won't be protected because the truth is here. The truth is here on you. So we have the ship, some type of transportation. Again, water is just everywhere. It's just in general, it's a transportation card. But we have water, we have a river, we have stormy water, we have a ship out here. So is there something to do with a boat or overseas somewhere, or something's happened at a lake or at a river or something like that? And something's here attached with something with it. It's also a holiday card as well. All right, so show me more information. So look, the fish came out, which has a meaning of water in this deck. It's got like 4 or 5 meanings. It's also a, that's incredible. It's also a finance card. Somebody's pouting over finances. There's something's happened on something out here with it. It's overindulging finances. Water energy is out here. Okay, it's about making peace. Somebody's having a cow about making some peace. If you can't make peace with God, you'll never make peace with anybody in this realm, folks. You'll never do it, ever. It's an older person. It's about having virtue. Do you have it? Maybe you do and somebody else don't. Out here in this reading, it's stormy on somebody just to make freaking peace. That's your business. Your prerogative, man. Pick through my hands, Messiah. I think it's a sad thing that, you know, I've heard people say before how they used to have a grudge. I've heard this from many different people's testimonies, how somebody had sat there on a grudge for so long that once they finally yielded to God, it was like they looked back at how much time they lost and had given the account of, oh my gosh, it was actually the most simplest thing once I yielded to something. And somebody making something harder than what it really is out here is the energy that's coming through. And somebody needs to hear that. So the Most High says to return to your family and to forgive. And so and somebody's got these 2 cups here. So either you're going to cry and die and not live, or you're going to do what God says to do, and it's hard for somebody. Somebody's feeling like I'm not going to be protected in something if I do that. Yes, you will. Look, there is no protection outside of God. I don't know what you face, but God's the one that gets the last say of some stuff, folks. And He's said that if you do what's right, He'll abundantly pardon you. But, you know, if you don't have faith in God, I don't know what to tell you. Somebody is connected to something with the 1950s. So anytime in the 1950s, either something happened way back in the past or you were born sometime in the 50s, being called out here. A bar. Okay, well, there is drinking energy. The 9 of Cups goes back to that, and that's indulging, and this goes back to that house as well. And so you've got the angel that has the 2 cups mixing. So there is drinking energy out here around something, or somebody can't cope with something. That's all they do is drink, I guess. Look, I fear God. And, you know, God allows things to come out for a reason to prove what He's saying. All this water is out here for a reason. The boat's out here. Like I said, camping energy. And so let Him speak on. Let this encourage you folks to get up and do a correct thing and whatever this is for you, whoever I'm connecting with. Because God knows what's going on. He's talking to somebody. Don't miss this. Don't miss this offer from God. Expose, or to expose something, or so there's some type of clarity about something out here. And I'm sorry. Again, Jehovah says to return to your family and to forgive and to walk in love. Someone who has a hunchback is out here, or there's just an older person out here, whatever that means for you, for somebody's case. To examine or to search or seeking something or finding something is here. Okay, so something about an examination energy is here. A Viagra. Okay, there's the sperm energy is here. It came out in the reverse. And look, we're all adults here, and obviously God's speaking, and he says, pull your britches up. I'm going to give you some meat today on something. So whatever's taking place with something sexual, it's an older person. Again, God just was having me just bring the energy of medical energy out here. That is pills and stuff for an erection. Something's happened out here sexually around something's taking place. I guess so. Why ever God's bringing it out, I don't know. That's his business. Somebody knows how to be in touch with their emotions out here. That's great. And you should encourage somebody to get up in here and do the right thing then. Okay? Says to even out these scales, or it's an abomination if you don't. I don't know what else to say, folks. It's scary energy out here if you reject this cup. And God's saying it's from me, and I'm telling you to get up in here and forgive and to be set free. Your families need healing. To muzzle, binding of the mouth, or restraining an animal. Okay. Some people, and like people, if you're brand spanking new, God brought out 2 days ago out of my homemade deck of scripture about bestiality, and don't think that stuff isn't in the earth. And I've talked about a movie back in, I think it was the 90s, either the late 90s or early 2000s, whenever it was. And they put a scene inside the movie, and you knew that there was a man having sex with some donkey because the donkey was making this nasty noise, and they just laughed it off in the movie. It's time to just repent for some nasty stuff that's even been allowed in our nation like that. That stuff ain't funny. It's cursed to God. As somebody did take some Viagra and muzzled an animal, as gross as that is, God has something to say about it in the scripture, folks. And that stuff does exist in the earth more than what you think it does. And it's gross. And actually, last night I was hearing a man of God talk about measles. I'd never heard this, but he was on his program, and he talked about how measles, some of the measles things that have come out, he said it is because people were having sex with apes. That's gross. That's bestiality. It's gross. And these diseases and things like that come from not keeping the way of God. I mean, I don't want to understand how somebody thinks it's okay to sleep with an animal. It's gross. God's bringing it out again. And somebody would go to hell for that. That is an abomination to God. And he said people that do that stuff in his law states that they're cursed and that they should be killed. Because why? Because that's the same thing that happened in the flood, and we have all this water out here. That you can read even about it in the New Testament as well, Old and New Testament. And in Book of Enoch, they were talking about how they were mixing things. Angelic, nasty, rebellious angels came down here and fell from God's grace on purpose and looked on the women and mixed, and then they began to do other things with animals and stuff like that. And these giants were in the lands. Those are those evil spirits that I talk about all the time that's in that realm. And so now you got people that in this realm has also done it again, because we're told that as the days of Noah, so will it be as the days of the coming of the Son of Man. And we're here again, and people are doing this nonsense. And when they die, they're going into that realm where they're an evil spirit until the day of their destruction out here. And whatever this is all about, and somebody obviously took some Viagra and couldn't get it together and done something with the animal, then God's bringing it out here and somebody's cursed then. It's gross. And whatever's taking place, somebody went to hell, they went to hell. What can you do about it? Nothing. Time to get up. Somebody knows the information, take care of something abominable out here around somebody's case. That ain't gonna be for everybody's case. It's out here. Just in general, people just been muzzling their mouth and not saying stuff and just sitting here pouting about just in general things, and it's time to get over it. Life has to be more than that. Pouting about stuff and trying to get back at everybody for stuff. That's craziness. So a psychopath. Obviously that nonsense of Biggie's stupid psychopath. Somebody's crazy. they're always in their emotions and stuff. And somebody would be crazy if they're roaming around having sex with animals, and the person needs to be taken out. This goes back to crazy energy. Okay. And then Mosai said that, you'll be resting in victory if you get up and do what he wants. So there is some type of a victory energy out here than there is. Let's throw the lot. Jehovah, you said that the lot is thrown into the lap, but the whole dispersing comes from you. I pray that people get up and do the right thing. Something is exposed, so God just exposed something really big out here. 2 came up. The letters that came out is the letter B and the letter H. And this word in the Hebraic language represents a gift. And this is the Hierophant card with the High Priestess card in the deck, which represents in the deck a high volume spiritual couple is out here attached to something going on. Okay? And whether somebody lost their divinity by some nasty thing or not, for some people, yes. For some people, you are standing in truth and you figuring something out for healing stuff, then great for you. You'll be resting in victory in something. But there's psychopathic energy somewhere around some stuff. And the H and the B. And so, again, something about the husband, because the 9th house goes back to that. The sperm's in the reverse on something out here. And just being productive in things. It's a baby rune. This is somebody just in general, there's a baby situation. Somebody got pregnant out here. That's also conception here. And so I guess if they did, you did. What can you do about it? Well, you do what God says about something out here. This is a joy rune when it comes out. And it's also about nutrition and things like that as well. That's had some type of an effect on some things. And this is also a baby rune. And this is a baby rune that talks about somebody got pregnant. They didn't want the kid. And they disposed the kid. They had an abortion out here. And it's a damage rune and a caution rune. So there is something about a baby out here. Okay? And that's life to God. And if somebody did get pregnant by some type of person that's nasty out here, that's a weighty matter to have to figure out. I don't know what all of your details would be, but God's got an answer for whatever it is for something out here. But there is something about a baby out here and a pregnancy. And healing is out here. And there's something about a much older person out here with this energy that has some damage to some stuff out here with the situation. All right, well, this goes back to sacrifice, and we've got children sacrificing out here as well. That's also a sacrifice card, so it's also out here to confirm something. And we do know that there is cults out there that are sacrificing children, and people going the way of Cain, putting their children through the fire, and never once entered God's mind for that nonsense to be in the earth realm. Somebody would be twice dead for that, because the New Testament tells us about that. Energy is in the earth, folks. It's in the earth. Psychopathic people are here, and it's time for the people of the true kingdom to get up and begin to slaughter wicked energies out of our earth. Return to your family and fix some stuff and rest in victory. Expose what needs to be exposed in some situations. Some people got some type of questions about certain things they need closure to as well. You just need to answer the questions as much as you can in some situations and bring some type of restful energy and rest in this victory by doing what God tells you to do. There's a psychopath around, then it needs to be taken care of, folks, because that puts other people in danger and whatever this is for you and all the details of the thing that's going on. God says you better even out these scales or it's going to be an abomination to you. This is what he wants to bring out. Shalom. Look, I need shelter as well. I'm going to say it again. I don't have no shelter for tomorrow. Today's Tuesday, October 22nd, and I have an emergency, and people know it. People know it. And it's unacceptable, folks. It's just unacceptable. Okay? And somebody could step forward, please, and come to me physically or relieve some shelter for me. Thank you very much, because I have nobody to call. I have nowhere to go. My vehicle's broken down on purpose by some psychopath that I'm dealing with. And people got my things, and I'm just at the mercy of people doing what's right. So if there's any godly people at the sound of my voice, I need help with some shelter. Thank you very much. Shalom.